So before we get into showing everything that the iPad can do with the DS4, I wanted to give a quick overview of the hardware. So this product is laid out by installers for installers. On this side of the box, you'll see everything that's vehicle facing. So everything that connects to the vehicle is on this side of the box. Everything that controls peripherals that usually go away from the firewall are on this side of the box. So on this side, we start with the high current relays. These are isolated from every other connector on here. Then the next connector set is the auxiliary relays. The next connector set is the inputs and outputs, which is mostly what people are using. The outputs are the most frequently used wires, so all the outputs are on the top, all the inputs are laid out on the bottom, so it's easy to figure out which ones you're going to use when you're doing the pre-wire. Then the last connector is all your data connections. All the CAN high, CAN low, everything's isolated here. These are laid out this way, one, so you're moving everything towards the vehicle, and if you use one of our T-harnesses, it makes the install really clean. But it's also good for troubleshooting and pre-wire. On the other side of the box, you'll see a bank of connectors, two 2-pins and then three 4-pins. The three 4-pins are what we call D2D 2.0. So you can plug in any accessory, including the shock sensor, the antenna, into any one of these ports, and the box will figure out what it's supposed to do. On the other 2 pins, one of them is for the key wrap. So as we develop firmwares, our logic is that we're going to develop the firmware for convenience. And then once we crack the key, we'll add that to the firmware. So if we have convenience firmwares that don't have a key crack, you'll have to wrap a key. So that's why that 2 pin's there. The other 2 pin is for the temp sensor, which we're including in the box with this system. There's a lot of features within the remote start that require the temp sensing for turn on the defroster to let you know that do you want to start your car, smart start, etc. So we're including that in the box. The other cool feature is that we put all the fuses on board. Typically before you had a bunch of tombstones down the harness, and once you wrap them up, they stick up, they make the harness look sort of ugly. In addition to that, it's hard to troubleshoot which fuses are blown when you're cutting the harnesses up. You'd have to cut through the harnesses to figure out which fuse is blown, so we put them all on board. In many cases, the firmwares control different functions within the car, and you may not use all of these fuses, so you get some extra relay benefit out of this, and 3 of them you can choose between positive and negative polarity.